How can your character use wood ash to alter their appearance? Will wood ash really help heartburn? Can wood ash really be used for toothpaste and hair dye? Why would someone lick ash? Find out on this episode. Welcome to Writing Rule with Allie, the Fiction Writers Weekly inspiration station for rural life and lifestyle, from historical to post-apocalyptic, helping you bring your rural stories to life. I'm Allie, and this is episode number 76, 5 Wood Ash Uses, Part 5. Stick around to the end to find out all the ways things could possibly go wrong. Now, let's get into this. Burning wood in a fireplace, wood stove, or outdoor furnace that uses wood are among the many ways that people warm their homes. Historically, wood was the number one way that people stayed warm. One thing that is always the same about burning wood is that it leaves behind ash, and your character will have to do something with it. Today, we will cover 5 more things that they can use wood ash for. A couple of quick disclaimers before we get started. Always let the wood ash cool so that your characters do not start accidental fires. Also, I am in no way, shape, form, or fashion a medical anything. This is not medical advice and is only for the purposes of writing fiction stories and nothing else. Now, let's get into this. Number 21. Treating heartburn. For anyone who doesn't know what heartburn is, it is a painful burning feeling in the chest or throat that's caused by the stomach acid coming into the esophagus. The reason behind heartburn can be vastly different, from a weak esophagus sphincter to an overproduction of stomach acid or even birth deformities. These symptoms are often triggered by eating or drinking spicy foods, acidic foods or drinks, citric or even coffee, alcohol, or caffeinated beverages. The number one thing that is turned to when someone is feeling heartburn and the top of the Google search is baking soda. I bet you didn't see that coming. You see, when baking soda comes in contact with acid, such as the stomach acid, it neutralizes it. Simply put, it helps stop the symptoms of heartburn. So, what does that have to do with wood ash? I'm glad you asked. As we established in episode 4, baking soda is the chemical sodium bicarbonate, while wood ash is the chemical potassium bicarbonate. These chemicals are extremely similar. So similar they are often interused in cooking because they have the exact same reaction when they come in contact with acid. In food, that makes them a good leavening agent. In the body, it makes them good at treating heartburn. I do not know when this first started, but I would be inclined to believe it was around the same time that they found out that wood ash and animal fat, when combined together, make a great primitive soap. In fact, it's actually still a soap that's used today, which means that it is likely to be around since man first started using fire. There are writings that refer to this in many cultures throughout time. It was a treatment in Europe at least since the 11th century, and in ancient Egypt. I have found several old newspaper clippings that suggested licking wood ash and drinking a lot of water as a treatment. And for those of you who are thinking it, no, I don't believe I've ever gone around licking wood ash. Just burning my hands on the embers. Number 22. Wood Ash Toothpaste. Yes, you heard that right. Ash Toothpaste. The thought here is that it works the same way as baking soda toothpaste. If you've ever seen a baking soda toothpaste before, they claim to be wonderful at whitening your teeth. However, the biggest shock to most people is that you can still buy Ash toothpaste on Amazon. Yep, it's normally labeled as charcoal toothpaste, but some are happy to label it as charcoal from wood. I actually first learned about this from my grandmother-in-law. When she was a child, they would make baking soda toothpaste, and they would add wood ash to it. It must have worked well because she kept her natural teeth until she passed away in her 80s. I have since learned that around 5000 BC, before toothbrushes, the Egyptians had a tooth cream that was made with wood ash. This would be a good option after the apocalypse. Number 23. Makeup. Makeup has been around for as long as recorded history. There isn't a place to point to for where it started, but it is known that the Egyptians were likely the first to use makeup in everyday life. At least we think. Wood ash was one of the things that was used. I'll give you examples I have heard of, but this is just a tiny list, and the culture and type of makeup that was used in that area will need to be researched. Wood ash has been used for eyeliner to darken lips, mixed with red clay and water to make a blush, in Native American war paint, in ceremonial makeup, even as a makeup for the dead, and much, much more. Number 24. Hair removal. Wood ash has been used as a method of hair removal in many cultures. It is believed that the abrasive qualities of crushed up coals could remove hair at the follicle level if it is rubbed vigorously enough. I have to level with you. I have seen many people do this and swear by it. However, looking at the before and after, I really don't believe that it made any difference. Not on their legs, not on their armpits, or even in the nose hair. And yes, that was gross to check. However, I have seen it mixed in with things like sugaring. If you don't know what that is, I'll give you a brief explanation, but I do have a full episode if you want to learn more. Sugaring is taking sugar and melting it down to make a gel that is used to remove hair similar to waxing. Now, this one worked, but sugaring works without it, and I fully believe that's what happened there. All of that said, it is something people believed and tried, so it can go into our stories too. I wish your characters much luck getting this to work. Just don't make me check their nose hairs to find out. Number 25. Hair dye. Wood ash alone will not dye hair. However, wood ash mixed with lye and applied to the hair will lighten the hair. In Rome, they also added vinegar or goat's tallow. Tallow means fat, and this also lightened hair. In fact, these are the precursors to the modern hair dye, or maybe I should say the modern hair bleach. This is not something I've seen done, but I do know a few elderly ladies who said they did this as teens. According to them, it leaves your hair feeling dry, and if too much is used, it can become brittle, which sounds a lot like overworked hair. They said using beer or egg whites helped to soften the hair, and of course, you need new rain water, because new rainwater is the best for hair. Their words, not mine. Fun fact, as of 2024, when I am recording this, it is believed that 783.95 million people in the world suffer from heartburn. Now for everyone's favorite part, what could possibly go wrong? Before we get into the best part, if you enjoy this podcast, I hope you'll take a minute to follow, rate, and review on your favorite podcasting platform. And if you're listening on YouTube, subscribe and hit the like button. Drop me a comment. I love to hear from you and answer questions. Don't forget to share with a friend. As always, you can find this episode's show notes and helpful links to learn more on our website, AllieHart.com. And now for everyone's favorite part. Likely to go wrong. Your teenage character tries to remove their leg hair by vigorously rubbing wood ash on it because they heard it works. When they ask their sister if it worked, she laughs and says no. This makes your character angry and they have an argument. Also likely to go wrong. Your character makes wood ash toothpaste after the apocalypse. Their children refuse to use it, claiming it tastes horrible before they even tried it. Also likely to go wrong. Your character is using wood ash as an eyeliner. They get some of it in their eye. This causes microabrasions on the eye, causing it to itch and burn, making their eye red. Possible to go wrong. Your character is buttering wood ash toothpaste after the apocalypse so they have food to eat. However, when the others learn how to make it, your character has nothing left to barter with. Also possible to go wrong. Your character uses a mixture of wood ash and lye to bleach their hair. When they wash it out, they find their hair is not blonde, but an orange color instead. Also possible to go wrong. Your character is a herbal healer after the apocalypse. When they recommend wood ash as a treatment for heartburn, they are not believed. And soon rumors that they are a quack healer start to circulate. Unlikely to go wrong. Your character works for a wealthy family. One day while they are at work, they suffer from a bout of heartburn. They decide to eat some wood ash to help. As they do, their boss catches them eating ash. Also unlikely to go wrong. Your character heard that rubbing wood ash on their hair would cause their hair to fall out. They rub wood ash vigorously on the inside of their nose to remove their nose hairs. They end up with a sinus infection. Also unlikely to go wrong. Your character suffers from heartburn and learns that treating it with wood ash will help. They start trying to add wood ash to every meal to help. This makes the food taste terrible. Improbable, but still technically in the realm of possibilities. Your character makes wood ash toothpaste after the apocalypse. They are trying it for the first time, and as they're brushing, their child walks in and sees them. They start crying because their teeth are not the right color and they're scared that their parent is going to die. Improbable, but still technically in the realm of possibilities. Your character uses a mixture of wood ash and lye to bleach their hair. They want it to be extra light and leave the mixture in for so long that when they wash it out, their hair breaks off at the scalp level, leaving them bald. Thanks for listening. Until next time, happy wordsmithing!